Today, on this peaceful, relaxed weekend, we are honored to have our Professor Sankari Naresh ma'am from New Delhi, who will be talking on the topic free will and destiny. To mention about our professor, she is presently serving as Sky Professor in Delhi NCR Sky Trust and Master in Charge for Noida Meditation Center. She's also a coordinator for University Vision courses at Delhi. Madam is associated with Sky Yoga for the last 15 years, and she's presently doing PhD in Vision WCSC, doing dissertation on the heading Comparative Study Economic Principles of Karl Marx versus Vethathiri Maharishi. Madam is an ardent follower of Vedatrium. We have such an eminent personality with us tonight. Now, I request our Professor Shankari ma'am to address a session on the topic free will and destiny. Be blessed by the divine. Over to you, madam.
வாழ்க வையகம் வாழ்க வையகம் வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness and peace. Thanks for the introduction. I remember the first day when I got the smartphone. It doesn't have keypad. How do I operate? I remember how tough it was. The first day I can type the letter one by one only. After 10 days practice, I can type words straight away, and after a month of practice, I can able to type 40 words per minute. The same 40 words per minute could not be typed out on the first day. Why? By expanding and contracting your fingers with the thought force every day for a month. Every moment got imprinted in my fingers. My fingers have become conditioned, and when I think the word and it is straight away typed out by me. The same occurs when I think of bigger multi-letter words too. Similarly, there are several things in our life. For example, suppose you are reading a poem from the Jnana Kalanjiyam for the first time. When you close the book, the words elude you. But after chanting it several times, the stanza is picked up by our mind and tongues. And the moment you think of the poem, you are chanting it correctly and even with aplomb. What was happen is that by expansion and contraction of the muscle of your tongue, the poem has been imprinted therein. Because of this imprints, when you utter the first word, it leads you on to the next and so on sequential order. Let's put the question, have you thought why it is? Our Guru Vethathiri Maharishi says, every action of man, whatever it may be, get imprinted in several places. First, in the limbs and senses as contraction and expansion of the cells of the physical body, as imprints of thought force in the brain cells, in the seed cells, which continues as hereditary imprints in each particle of the life force, and in universal magnetism. So, whatever the action of a man, and for that matter, whatever his thought, all are getting imprinted in this place. These imprints are in addition to pain, pleasure, and peace experienced by him as immediate consequence of his action or thoughts. The concept of fate or destiny has a deep hold in the minds of the people in many parts of the world, and the question that often arises as a corollary of this concept is about the value of human endeavor vis-a-vis destiny. The subject for today's talk is free will and destiny. Doubts regarding the role of destiny or not such as could be swept under the carpet. An analysis of the subject would definitely be useful, and it is in this spirit that the matter understand shall be approached and discussed today. The first place we have to understand the meaning of the word destiny. Destiny is the outcome or result of the joint function of the forces of nature and the actions of man. The forces of nature cannot be altered or wished away. The result, however, may vary depending on the manner in which man deals with them. When you envision the universe, you behold millions of appearances. All of them are in various states, forms, actions, and results. In between the minutest of energy particles in the universe and the greatest of stars, there are millions of masses, various motions of forces and results. Each one of masses, various motions of forces and results. Each one of them has its own self actions. By self action, a wave, a spreading force, starts radiating, and then a chain action come into being. Then comes reflex action, and finally the result. The expressions chain action, reflex action, and results are deep of meaning. A spreading wave starting from a tiny energy particle or a group of energy particles will clash on other waves in the vicinity. The action of a wave is impressive in the extreme. It will clash, reflect, refract, penetrate, and interact. Every action of every wave will result in a change in both waves. This is to be kept in mind when we talk of chain actions, reflex action, and results. It is through these four actions that everything is linked stays out of this process. Let us not forget that entire universe is one unit. By self-action, chain action, and reflex action, everything is getting change in its character, and that is the result. These four actions comprise the cause and effect system of nature. That is the law of nature. As ever, for every result, there is a cause, and every motion or action, there is a result. Nothing is apart, alone, or aloof. So, whatever the motion or action, an appropriate result is emerging in nature, and this is called the law of nature or act of God. The results flowing from the activities of man are called karma. In other words, what all actions and changes are occurring on their own or automatically, they are in accordance with the law of nature, and they are the acts of God. But when under the same law, under the same force, a results come from an action of man, that is karma. Noted here is that karma too is governed only by the law of nature. Let me quote another example. 8 times 10 are 80. That means 8 tens are 80. That's how we remember in elementary school, right? We tell it again and again. Now, whenever you say 8 tens are 80. With the tongue, 80 comes. How? By the imprints of expansion and contraction and expansion in the cells of the tongue. These are all imprints in the limbs and senses. Whatever be the imprints made in the limbs, senses, and the thought force, these are also reflectively imprinted in the seed cells and go to the progeny as hereditary qualities. Further, the sum total of all these is getting imprints in every particle of the life force. When the life force leaves the body, that life force enters or is attracted by certain other living persons, and from there it releases or reflects all the imprints. This is what is generally referred to as an attached soul. In this way, whenever we think or do, the imprints are made in four places. When we think and do anything, that is free will or effort. When the thought or deed, after being imprinted, as reflected automatically, that becomes the law of nature. The consequence is a change in the character or personality of the doer, and he has to experience the result of imprints. This imprint of karma is destiny, otherwise called fate. Suppose you are smelling something, that is your effort. With what implement are you smelling? You are smelling through your nose, right? You have not created the nose. The nose is a creation of nature. Thus, in every action of man, you can see the joint functioning of nature and will. All the actions by ones will take imprints and work according to the law of nature. All such imprints automatically reflect, again giving experiences of pain and pleasure. All these are the results of karmas, fate. Fate is determined by the imprints of deeds and their reflection according to the law of nature. So, one's present action conditions the destiny of his future. In short, numerous forces, associations, clashes, chain actions, reflections, and results are always going in the universe under the law of nature. Everything is perfect in its pattern, precision, and regularity. Any action committed by man results in peace, pleasure, or pain immediately, or produce the same result at a later point in time. What is known as karma? The results of karma as imprints, reflection, consequential results, and change of personality are together called fate or destiny. This may be reactions of nature on the activity of man, the reaction of the mind of the man by the activity of another man. Changes happening in the universe naturally are termed evolutionary process. The next question is it possible for us to change destiny or fate? Now you have come to an understanding of destiny or fate. You have also understood the nature of the imprint of karmas and the process of evolutionary of personality and the cause for it changes. Cannot you change the imprints by suitable actions? You could certainly do that by expiation, superimposition, or dissolution. Destiny has come according to your karma. So, why cannot you change it with your own action? For that, of course, one has to understand the nature of the karma already imprinted and then determine the best way to despite it. Let me quote another example. Rain pours every year, right? It is not by the will of a person, it is by the force of nature. The rain that has fallen on the ground is stored up in a reservoir by building a dam. What is the law of nature and what is the force of will? The law of nature is that when the rain pours, water will go to the low-lying lands. After coming to know this, man obstructed the flow by raising a dam. Even then, the force remains for the water to reach the ocean. That force will always be there. The accumulated water may go practically underground or as vapor to the sky, but its inherent force is only to run in the direction of the ocean. Sometimes it may even break the dam and go to its destination vice the ocean. That is the law of nature. It could be said that the force of nature and man's will are combating or contending with each other. Whichever is stronger at the moment prevails over the other. In seeking to despite karma for changing destiny, one has to understand the basis of the imprint. Where are all the pains and pleasure felt in a man? Only in his mind. All his experiences are only within the mind. When he understands his mind, he comes to understand the significance of the imprints. Diseases in the body or disturbance in the mind is the symptom of bad karma. When we interfere with the function of nature, when we do not understand the law of nature and therefore disturb its functions, that is called bad karma. Pain and misery are the results. So, we have to understand how the pain and the pleasure sensation come and where they are arising. They arise only in the mind and nowhere else. When you are able to understand the existence and the wonderful function of the mind, it will be realized that the mind is only the wave from the life force. Okay, so can destiny be changed? Is it possible for man to alter his destiny? Yes, Maharishi says man can certainly change his destiny. The effort of man has its own force, whatever the destiny or imprints which is yet to be exposed has comes only by his own action as imprints way only created by man's action. Why should he not remove it by the method of superimposition? He can do that. Yes, Swamiji said in several occasions that by blessing a person we can come to the divine state of mind. When some person harmed me, which has imprinted in me and him, brought both of us together by the law of nature, and by both realized the imprints and experienced in the form of his action and my sufferings. If I were to hate him for his action, I would only spoiling my mind and increasing bad imprints in me as well as in the other person. By blessing him, I am purified, and other man is also benefited by my action. Actually, he could have been my friend, but for my karma which caused him to do this. Act in manner what he did, it's the imprint and reflection. By understanding the self, by realization of existence and functions of the mind, and realization of soul, one can change one's destiny entirely, even by improving the willpower, by changing the pattern of the life and pattern of thinking. You can superimpose or the dissipate present imprints. You can get rid of them altogether or change them, at least reduce their force. All this will come by a regular and systematic psychic practice and a moral behavior in deeds. It is the practice of our simplified Kundalini Yoga. So, please practice, design your destiny, enjoy all your wills. With this, let me conclude my speech. Thanks for giving this opportunity to Director IT World Community Service Center to share the perspective on the topic free will and destiny. Thanks again. May all of enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, happiness and peace. May the blessings of Almighty and Guru Vethathiri Maharishi be with us always. Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the inspiring and enlightening speech. The speech on free will and destiny was scientifically well explained, connecting it with the wave theory of imprints, karmas, and with beautiful examples of the laws of nature. 3 ways and methods to remove the sinful imprints was clearly put forth, madam. Thank you. Now we have some important announcements. Boosting immunity is an important preventive measure to stay healthy. Practice Kaya Kalpa regularly, which helps to improve your immunity system. If not yet learned Kaya Kalpa Yoga, please visit kayakalpayoga.edu.in. Download the Android app. Recommend it to your friends and relatives. It helps you to be mentally positive and the required immunity to fight against COVID. Online foundation courses and certificate courses in English, Tamil, and Kannada are conducted by WCSC Vision for Wisdom. Please visit kundaliniyoga.edu.in for further details. Please refer your friends and relatives to join this course and let all get benefited by practicing our Guru's yogic techniques. Our monthly journal Anbuli is also available in Android app. Download the Anbuli app from the Android Play Store. Get access to the premium content of Swamiji's speeches. Connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen to all past speeches of our professors on various aspects of Sky Yoga. Subscribe to Sky Yoga TV and join our meditation on 28th March 2021 individually and support us to be successful in Guinness World Record. Kama Yoga principles of Vedatrium suggest donating 1% of income to the good causes of society. Be generous, donate to the World Community Service Center in the name of Guru Dakshina, the link of which is provided in the Zoom invite and YouTube links. There are multiple channels to do that, either through the Unboli app or our official website, vethathiri.edu.in. You would get section ATG IT exemption as well for these donations. It's time for us to express our gratitude. Let us come into Duriya state. Let's bless Professor Gayatri Madam for conducting the meditation and Professor Shankari Ma'am for the wonderful speech. Professor Gayatri Ma'am and Professor Shankari Ma'am, வாழ்க வளமுடன், their good health, வாழ்க வளமுடன், their loving family, வாழ்க வளமுடன், their divine service, வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you very much, professors. Thanks for your meditation and your wonderful speech. Please keep enlightening us with some wonderful topics from time to time. We'd like to extend our blessings to the sky meditators for the kind donations made yesterday. Your generous donations will help us a lot to serve the society. By the grace of the divine, may you and your family enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. We are happy to bring the following online programs live from Alia Temple of Consciousness tomorrow at 5:15 a.m. We have 9 center meditation in Tamil. At 6 a.m. we have exercise in Tamil. At 7 a.m. we have 9 center meditation in English. At 11 a.m. we have speech in Tamil on the topic Ubadesamum Uyir Nesamum by Sri Professor Raman Sir from Kumbakonam. At 6 p.m., we have Divine State Meditation in Tamil. At 6:30 p.m., we have speech in Tamil by Professor Madan Sir from Tirupur on the topic Yen Vali, Irai Vali. At 8 p.m., we have Duriya meditation. At 8:15 p.m., we have Swamiji's rare audio on the topic realization of consciousness will be telecasted. Please share the program, invite with your friends and relatives. Let everyone take part in this spiritual journey and get benefited. We thank our beloved President Arunidhi Padmashri S.K. Mailanandan Sir for his leadership, continuous support and guidance. Looking forward to see you all tomorrow. Till then, stay safe and practice our Kundalini Yoga. This is Uma Shrikant from the RER World Community Service Center IT team. Be blessed by the divine. Let's now conclude the session with world blessing. May the world be blessed with plenty of rain. The farmers work to produce an abundance of grain. Let practitioners of all prosper, flourish, and grow, and culture progress through the need to share and grow. Let the rulers be beyond feelings of anger or fear, illiteracy, poverty, and all evils made to disappear. Let the true lamp of knowledge burn steady and bright. Our sense of duty guide us along paths always aright. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Good night. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.